What's going on, everybody? This is Matt, and today I wanted to do a video on my rarest trophies because this is, a topic I would feel like most people would be interested in. So, we're going to be taking a look at my rarest trophies I've ever earned and, just going over them, analyzing them, and seeing what makes them so special, or, how the fuck I got them, my past experiences, reminiscing, if you will. And, we'll go ahead and do that and see how it goes. So, my rarest trophy is called Lunatic from Outlast, and it's to finish the game on insane difficulty. This is my #1 rarest trophy, and only... Wait, hang on. 5,000 achievers, 302,000 owners? I'm confused. What's the difference between achievers and owners? Owners, I assume, are people who own the trophy. Achievers are people who have achieved the trophy? So what the fuck's the difference? But anyways, we got this back on the 19th of June in 2014. That was right around when I started making YouTube videos. That was the same year that I really went all out on making content. So this is an old one. And not only did I get it so fucking long ago, but it's still my #1 rarest trophy after all these years. It's in 3 more years, it'll have been a decade. That's kind of crazy. But, yes, this is my #1 rarest trophy, and honestly, I couldn't be more shocked by that. The fact that this is my rarest trophy just absolutely blows my mind. Like, I guess it's a combination of not a lot of people have played Outlast, and also the trophy in and of itself requires quite a bit of, like, dedication on the player's part. But it's certainly far from the hardest trophy. Like, I certainly don't consider it one of the hardest trophies I've ever gotten. Fun fact, it took me 2 attempts. I actually tried to record it back when I was doing it because I wanted to upload it to YouTube, and I thought it would make for a great video. It sucks, because I look back on it, and I'm like, to this day, I would have really liked having that video. I feel like a lot of people would have watched it. But, I remember in the middle of my recording, something went wrong with the footage, and it got, like, corrupted or something. Like, there was no audio or some shit, like, halfway through. And then I was like, well, fuck, I guess I can't do it. Because the thing is, you're playing Lunatic in one take. Like, it's not like I could redo and get the footage back and just play what I lost over again. Because the thing about insane difficulty is that you have to beat it kind of in one sitting. Like, if you die, you get sent back to the very beginning of the game, and it's on the hardest difficulty, meaning you die in, like, I don't know, 1 to 2 hits, depending on the enemy that's hitting you. So it's a very, intimidating trophy for sure. I remember, if Chris Walker ever found you, he'd one-shot you. Like, you could not take a hit from him and survive. And he was actually how I died on my first attempt. I got, like, through 80 or 90% of the game, and I remember, like, right towards the end of the game, you run into Chris. This is before you get to the basement, and you find out what the Wall Rider is, and who's down there. Before that, there's a part where, I believe it's right before you see the priest crucify himself. I believe it's right before that scene. It's either right before it or right after it, but it's around that part of the game, just before you get to the basement. And there's a part where Chris chases you. And it was funny because I had watched a complete walkthrough on the game, like, being played on insane difficulty. Like, I was watching someone else do it. It was actually, what's his name? I think his name's Brian from PS4 Trophies. I was watching his playthrough, because he got this trophy as well, and he recorded his run going through insane difficulty, and I was, like, just watching it and following it along to try and, like, perfectly mimic everything he did. And that's the thing about insane difficulty. It's actually not that difficult, mostly because of the fact that Outlast 1 actually isn't that long of a game. you can do it in like a couple hours, I think, or a few hours. Like, it's a pretty short game. And I watched his entire playthrough of it, and it's pretty much that simple. Like, you just watch someone's playthrough, you memorize everything, like knowing where enemy locations are, you know, learning when and where to path and at what time, that kind of thing. Like, it's mostly just a game of memorization, and once you have all that information, it's a very doable trophy. It's actually not that bad. That's why when I died, immediately I was like, fuck that, I'm doing it again, I'm running it back. And because it's not a very long game, it didn't irk me that much that I had died on my first attempt. And I was immediately ready to be like, alright, let's try it again. I know I can do it. It's just I died to bullshit. And, right, I was talking about that. So, Chris Walker killed me on my first playthrough. And the way he killed me was, like, really annoying because I had watched all of Brian's playthrough. And I copied the exact same strategy he used in his video at that part. He, like, walked into, I think it was a bathroom, or maybe it was a bedroom. It was something like that. And he walked into one of the rooms, and he just hid behind the door. And Chris essentially walks in, doesn't see you, and then walks back out. And then you could just come out immediately after he leaves, and then just go where you need to go, and it's that simple. But the thing I didn't realize is that it's RNG. It's luck-based. So, when I copied what Brian did, and Chris Walker walked into the room, he just saw me immediately and then killed me. And I was like, what the fuck? I was copying Brian. How did I fuck it up? Like, it wasn't a matter of, like, screwing up execution. It was just that the AI behaved differently than he did for Brian. So, maybe Brian didn't even realize that he lucked out there. But I sure as hell did. I found out the hard way. And I was just like, bullshit! And then, on my second attempt, I could be wrong, but I might have tried something different to, like, make sure that I got it on the second time. Like, maybe a more, consistent strategy I went with. I don't remember exactly what I did. Or maybe I just copied him again and it ended up working out. But, yeah, and then I beat the game, and that was the trophy. Like, honestly, it wasn't all that bad, and it didn't require, like, hours upon hours of investment. Like, you know, I was really into the game at the time, so I was totally willing to do it, and I just spent, like, a little bit of time doing some research, and it ended up working out. So, honestly, I'm just still so surprised that it's my rarest trophy. Like, I feel like a lot of people could get it if I guess if the game had a bigger player base. But yeah, for some reason, that's my #1 rarest trophy. Pretty interesting. Now, the trophy that I thought would be my rarest trophy is Dead by Daylight, and that's my second rarest trophy. And it's also not only my second rarest trophy in general, but it's easily my rarest platinum and the one that I'm most proud of. Dead by Daylight, oh my god, what a grind that was. That game, because the thing about Dead by Daylight is it's a multiplayer only game, and if you're a trophy hunter, you would know that multiplayer only games are a bit of a bitch to platinum, because it's completely dependent on, like, your skill level, and also a little bit of luck comes into play. But yeah, like, when you platinuming a game is contingent on you being better than other people, because you're facing other people, like real people, they're not just AI. So if your opponent is, like, stupidly good at the game, it's gonna make your life a living hell to try and platinum. And that's the thing about that. That's why I imagine most people don't bother trying to platinum online-only games, because if you ever come into contact with these, like, stupidly good players, they're just kind of gonna gatekeep your platinum, right? If they're good enough. But, not only am I pretty decently good at the game, because it's a game that I genuinely enjoy playing and putting time into. Like, I took the time to learn it, I took the time to get good at it, because I actually cared about playing well. That's the thing about me. I'm a competitive gamer. I like it brings me great satisfaction to be better than other players. So if it's a game that I really enjoy, I'll actually put the effort to try and be good at it. And with Dead by Daylight, it's a game that I still play, and it's a game that I sincerely and genuinely really enjoy playing. So, and at first, it was a game that I would just play for fun, like, because I just really enjoyed it. But then, I started realizing, like, you know what? Maybe I can actually platinum this game. And I gave it a genuine shot at it, and it ended up panning out. But there's one trophy in Dead by Daylight that dictated whether or not I could get the platinum. And I don't remember what the trophy was called. I could check. You know what? Okay, I'll try and find it. I swear to God, so I have read every trophy. What the fuck? Wait, what? Wait a minute. Okay, so I'm convinced at this point. I'm convinced that they fucking changed the requirements on the hardest trophy in the game. There's no fucking way. They patched one of the trophies and made it easier. What the actual fuck? Dude, I am not blowing steam out of my ass. Like, I am not making this shit up. I swear to God. I just read the description for every trophy twice to make sure. I read it once and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't see it? Well, maybe I missed it. And then I read them all again a second time, only to find out that it's not here. This trophy list does not consist of the trophy I needed to platinum the game. There was one trophy in this game preventing me from platinuming, and it just doesn't exist anymore. They fucking changed it. I'm convinced. They would have had to have changed the trophy. There must have been one patch where the Dead by Daylight team said, hey, you know what? This trophy's too bullshit, so we should change it and make it easier for people to platinum. That has to be what fucking happened, and I can't believe that they did that. That actually makes me angry. Like, well, maybe I shouldn't be angry because I got the platinum back when it was insanely difficult to platinum. But now I read through this entire trophy list and I didn't see the fucking trophy that gatekeeped me. I was immediately gonna talk about it right away and be like, oh, if you can't get this trophy, then there's no fucking way you're ever gonna platinum. So, you know, good luck with that, and, you know, my hat's off to you. But I can't believe it. The trophy just doesn't exist anymore. So, I think it was this one, the key to escape. Right here it says escape through the hatch using a key in a public match. That's fucking easy. Like, you just pull a key in the blood web and then bring it into a game and fucking escape. Like, easy fucking peasy. But the reason why I think it was this trophy in particular that got changed is because I recognized the picture. This, I believe, was the icon. It's an icon of a dude going through the hatch, but it's also his teammates behind him. And basically, what this trophy used to say, and what used to be required of you, was you had to escape through the hatch with your entire team. All 4 members had to escape, and that was the trophy. Now, that was insanely difficult, because you had to bank on the fact that, like, you had to hope that you were fighting a shit killer, because the only way for all 4 survivors to escape through the hatch is for all generators to be completed and no one had died yet. So you have to do all 5 generators, or whatever fucking amount it is. I think survivors have to do 5 gens. Yeah, it's been a while since I played Dead by Daylight. I don't even remember the rules, but yeah, basically the survivors have to do all the gens that are required in order to power the exit gates, but rather than taking the exit gate to leave, you have to go find the hatch, have everybody stand on it with you, Nobody obviously nobody could have died by this point, so everyone needs to live. That alone, again, this is an online multiplayer game. If you're fighting a really good killer, chances are he's gonna kill someone long before you finish all the generators. But if you're good enough at the game, it's very possible. But, you know, it's also the case where, like, you need to be playing with a group of friends that they all equally care about performing well and doing well. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes you're playing with friends that'll be like, okay, I'll help you get the trophy, but I'm not gonna bust my ass to do it. And that trophy, like, actually required a great deal of skill from the player. So all 4 players had to be passionate enough about doing well in order for you to even get the trophy. And then you all jump through. On top of that, on top of how hard it is to even do all that, the trophy would also bug out. So, I shit you not, when I was going for that trophy, I had me and all 3 of my friends that were playing with me, we all escaped through the hatch together 2 or 3 times before the trophy actually popped. It was buggy and janky for some reason. Sometimes the trophy just didn't want to pop. I don't know if it was like a timing issue, but we all, like, jumped through one after another. So, like, I don't know how the game wouldn't register what we were doing or acknowledge the fact that we had met the requirements. But yeah, it bugged out like 2-3 times before we finally got the trophy after, like, endless attempts of trying to get it. And it was then and only then, once I had gotten that trophy, that I was like, alright, now I can actually platinum the game. Thanks, guys. It was thanks to my friends that I was even able to platinum. And, I remember this all like the back of my hand. Like, I am not crazy. This trophy existed. But now I read through this list, and it's changed. The trophy that I busted my ass to get with my friends doesn't even exist anymore. That is crazy. That is actually insane. Like, I can't believe that. I can't believe the devs actually looked at a trophy and said, oh, this is too bullshit, this is too hard, let's just change it completely. That's fucking nuts. It baffles the mind. I've never seen developers of a game actually and actively go back on what they did and be like, yeah, you know what, yeah, we agree with the fan base. That trophy was a little too hard. Let's change it. Like, I've never seen that before, ever. I am fucking dumbfounded. I just can't believe this. But yeah, so that's my story about how I platinumed Dead by Daylight and how it was one of the hardest, well, actually it was the hardest platinum trophy that I've ever had to earn because of that. And now the very trophy that made it so difficult doesn't even exist anymore. That's crazy. Like, but at least I'm one of the people who can say that when I platinumed this game, it was at the highest level of difficulty possible. Like, anyone who platinums this game now, I would just laugh at them. Be like, ha! Oh, you platinumed it now. Yeah, this game's chicken shit now. If you had a platinum back when I was playing, come talk to me then. That would have been impressive. But yeah, that is fucking crazy. I just can't believe that. There's one other trophy on this list that's actually decently difficult, and that is one of the nurse's trophies. Here we go. From the Void She Kills. In a public match, chain 3 or more blinks and land on a survivor, grabbing him successfully. This is definitely, as of now, the hardest trophy to get in the game. It wasn't before. It was definitely the all 4 players escape through the hatch trophy. That was definitely the hardest one to get back in the day. But now, yeah, let me check. Like, the earn rate on all these trophies, it is the lowest number, I believe. Yeah, so now that's the hardest trophy to get in the game. None of the other ones compare, which makes sense. But yeah, the reason why this trophy was so difficult is because by default, the nurse can only blink twice. You have to bring an add-on that allows you to blink 3 times. So not only that, not only did the was the add-on required in order to even achieve this, but you have to not only chain 3 teleports, because that's the nurse's ability. Each killer has a unique ability, and hers is she could teleport like a fair distance, depending on how long you hold the button. And then right after a teleport, if you start charging it again, you could chain another teleport. So, and with that add-on, you could do it up to 3 times. So you would have to do it 3 times and land right in front of a survivor and grab him. Like, not hit him, but grab him. The only way a killer can grab a survivor is if they're in the middle of a action. So if a survivor is vaulting over a pallet or through a window or unhooking someone, like a fellow friend, or working on a generator, if you are at the right place at the right time and you hit the attack button, it'll become a grab animation, and instead of hitting them, you'll just grab them and put them on your shoulder, and then you can carry them to a hook. It skips the whole injure them process and down them. You just skip straight to fucking hooking them. It's great, but it's very hard to do. And, you know, normally this trophy would seem impossible to most players who are actively trying to platinum, because it's an online game, you know? Survivors are never gonna let you fucking grab them for free. But there is one method that I employed to make this trophy easier, and it worked like a charm. Like, it was flawless. It went exactly as I predicted that it would. And basically what I did was, I just kept playing match after match as the nurse, and it didn't take that long. I want to say it took like maybe like 2-3 games until I finally got a successful attempt at it. And basically what I would do is I would start a game, pretend I'm AFK, so the survivors think they got an easy win. They're just bum rushing the generators, completing one after another, and I'm not doing anything. So they're like, oh, okay, we just get the win for free and then we're out. So I basically conditioned my opponents to think that I was like a baby gamer and that I wasn't trying. And I didn't hook or hit anybody until one generator was left. They just needed to repair the last gen, and then they would have been able to leave. So while they were repairing the last gen, and like I said, I had conditioned them to think that I was giving them a free win, then I started teleporting. And when there was like 2-3 survivors on the last gen working on it at the same time, what's going through their minds is just that, oh, he's not gonna hit us, he let us live this entire time, like we're just gonna get the last gen and win. That's what's going through their minds. All the while, I'm just sitting there being like, yes, keep thinking that. Keep thinking I'm a baby gamer and you're gonna give me this trophy for free. So I just kept teleporting towards the end of the match, and eventually I managed to pull it off where I chained 3 blinks. The last blink landed in front of a survivor and I scooped him off because he wasn't expecting it. He just wanted to finish that last gen and leave. But thanks to my mind games that I employed on them, I made them think that I wasn't going to attack them when, in reality, that was my plan all along. Now that is the hardest trophy to get. It's still not easy because not everyone's going to fall for that, but I do think it is pretty reasonable to get people to fall for it if you do exactly what I did. And most players would react similarly to the way they did when I was playing. I feel like most people would think that way, so it's definitely far from impossible, but it does require a fair amount of dedication and patience on your part. So, yeah, that's the hardest trophy to get in the game now. But, yeah, I just can't believe it. Like, honestly, I can't believe they fucking made this game easier to platinum. That blows my fucking mind. But anyways. So, yes, Dead by Daylight is still my second rarest trophy. And, my third and fifth rarest trophies are both from Xcom, and honestly, I don't have much to say about this game. It's not all that impressive. They're actually like fairly straightforward, simple trophies to get. It's just they're so rare because nobody plays this game. And I actually really liked this game. back when I was playing it, and yeah, there's still some of my rarest trophies to this day, but honestly, there's nothing to brag about or even talk about. These trophies are so straightforward that if you had played the game, you would have gotten no problem as well. There's certainly nothing to be proud of. It just literally comes down to the fact that I played a game that no one else played, and that's why these trophies are so rare. That's it. It has nothing to do with them actually being difficult. Oh, funny enough, the trophy I was just talking about in Dead by Daylight is my fucking 7th rarest trophy, which definitely makes sense now, but yeah. And then my 4th rarest trophy is the Platinum in Terraria, and oh my god. This was a game I was working on and trophy hunting in for literally years. I have been playing Terraria, not since it came out, but not long after it came out. I've been playing it a long time. And not only, you know, was it a game that I really enjoyed from the word go, but because I played it so long ago, I was playing like older versions of the game, and the PC version of Terraria would update faster than the console versions. And as a console player on Terraria, I'd always have to wait for the fucking updates to come out that would, you know, update the game and bring all the new content. And the thing about Terraria is that even when it gets new content and new updates, it's not necessarily making the trophy list easier. If anything, you could argue that it's making the trophies harder to get. Because back when I first played Terraria and started trophy hunting in it, it was a much smaller game, way less content, there was less to do. So theoretically, that would mean that because there's less to do, there's less requirements for the Platinum. But by the time I finally got this Platinum back in 2020, the game was like updated all the way to the fucking moon content. And that's a lot since the game first came out. Like, so much got jam-packed into it. And with each update that the game brought, like, there are trophies in this game, like, to get... For example, there's a trophy to get every armor set in the game. That was actually the last trophy I got. And with each update that would come out, they would add new armor sets. So the trophy became harder and harder to get the longer you waited. So to anyone who got this Platinum early, you would have had an easier time. But because I Platinumed it so late, like only last year, it was actually extremely difficult. And the most difficult the Platinum has ever been. I think it's even harder now because there's been even more content that has come out in this game since I Platinumed it. So I Platinumed this game when it was, like, at the time, the hardest to get the Platinum that it possibly could be. So this is a Platinum that I am definitely very proud to earn, or proud to own, rather. And, yeah, there's so many bitch trophies in this game. Getting all the armor sets, getting all the pets was a motherfucker, because the pets are completely RNG. You, like, there's no surefire way to get them. You literally have to just hope that they are either dropped or that you randomly find them in a chest. That's the only two ways to get them. And all chests in every world, whenever you make a new world, they're just completely RNG spawns with RNG items inside. Like, it was completely and utterly fucking luck-based. So it was a motherfucker to get that trophy. And then there was also a trophy to fully hollow the world and fully corrupt the world. That was a bitch. Basically, there's these infections that can take biomes, like, you know, biomes. Like, you have your desert biome, your forest biome, your winter biome. And basically, the hollow and the corruption biome they would spawn in the world after you defeat a certain boss. And there's one more than the other, but you have to, like, make it so that most of your world is hollowed or corrupt. So a lot of work went into that. Not only was it a time-based thing where you just kind of had to wait for the infection to spread all throughout your world, but you also had to, like, help it along, because there's some biomes in Terraria that cannot be changed. Like, for example, I think the jungle biome can't be changed. I think it's permanently will always be jungle. Like, even if you want it to be corrupt or hollowed, it just can't. Like, it defies the rules of the world. Or, I could be wrong about the jungle biome being impervious to corrupt or hollow, but I remember there was 1 or 2 biomes that could not be changed. So, like, that was another factor. Like, you kind of had to hope that you would spawn a world, and again, every time you make a world, it's completely random how many biomes there are, or even which biomes there are. And you just kind of had to hope that you'd get a good spawned world with, like, not too much conflict between each of the biomes. And, like, a lot of work and planning went into it. Like, it was a very complicated process. And, yeah, like, and, you know, like I said, that's just the tip of the iceberg. This game had, like, several bitch trophies that took a really long time to get. So this one worked really hard for it. It took quite a few hours, but it just simply came down to the fact that I loved the game. I loved playing it, and even though the trophies took forever to get, I just really enjoyed playing the game that much that I went out of my way to do it. And I actually, although all the effort and honor doesn't go to me, I was actually co-oping it most of the time with my good friend Dan. Whenever I would actually try to trophy hunt in this game, he was usually there. Not always, but most of the time he helped me through most of the process. He actually did a lot of work and put in a lot of effort to help me get this platinum. And he has it too. Although he doesn't give a fuck about trophy hunting, so to him this is meaningless. But I was super happy to get it, and I don't think I could have got it without him, so you know, big thanks to him for helping me get that. And that just goes to show you that there are some games that when co-opted, if the game has the option to co-op, it makes the trophy list a little easier when you have a friend helping you get it. So that was definitely something to look at and something to appreciate. But yeah, that was my top 5 rarest trophies. If you guys want to see me talk about more of my rarest trophies as I go further down the list, I certainly wouldn't mind. So just let me know if you want me to make a part 2 to this video, and I will talk about more of my rarest trophies. Absolutely and happily. I would definitely I love reminiscing about my accomplishments and revisiting them and remembering all the effort and time that went into them, and because this is my life, you know, trophy hunting and gaming. But anyways, I truly hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course hit that notification bell to support me. I would really appreciate it. And of course, if you want to see me trophy hunt more, or even in real time, I live stream. I try to live stream every week, so tune in for that, because I'm definitely a big streamer. Not a popular one, but I love streaming is what I'm trying to say. I try to stream as often as I can. So if that's something that interests you and you want to see me do that, then tune in. Keep up to date on my channel, and you'll spot me one of these days. It'll happen. Trust. But have a good one, everybody. Take it easy, and I will definitely see you in the next one.